I was lying in a private room at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, the best cardiac care center in Chicago. A fresh 10-inch scar ran straight down the middle of my chest. The brutal signature of triple bypass surgery 3 days earlier. The surgeons had stopped my heart for 112 real minutes, rerouted arteries with veins from my leg, and brought me back. I survived, but survival felt hollow when the only thing I wanted was a ride home. I was 74 years old, Robert James Carlin Bob, to everyone who mattered, which apparently wasn't many people anymore. For 48 years, I'd been the quiet force behind Harlan nationwide logistics. Started in 1978 with one rusty 1974 convert hauling steel coils out of Gary, Indiana, built it into 740 trucks, 14 distribution centers across the Midwest, contracts with Ford, Caterpillar, Archer Daniels Midland, sold the whole empire in late 2021 for $68 million after taxes, walked away with $40 million liquid after charitable donations and trusts. But I never told my son Nathan or his wife Jessica. I lived in the garden level in law apartment of the $1.4 million house I bought them in Hinsdale, pretended my only income was social security and a modest pension from a fake consulting company I'd set up. I paid their 6,200 monthly mortgage through an anonymous LLC, covered Jessica's failed interior design startup 92,000 over 4 years. Even quietly settled Nathan's $47,000 gambling debt from reverse casino online poker. I thought if they believed I had nothing, they'd value me for love, not money. I was dead wrong. The room was cold despite the heater. Antiseptic smell mixed with the metallic tang of medical tape. No flowers, no balloons, no get well soon card from my only child. Just the rhythmic beep, beep, beep of the monitor and the occasional squeak of nurse shoes in the hallway. I reached for my phone on the bedside table. Hand still trembled. Post-op neuropathy. Opened a family group chat. Harlan home him. Jessica named it 3 years ago when I handed them the down payment check disguised as a small inheritance from a fake uncle. Tip slowly, doctor cleared me. Coming home this afternoon. Still weak, chest hurts a lot, can't walk far or carry anything. Can one of you pick me up? Need help getting into the house. Sent, delivered, read by Nathan at 2:14 p.m. Read by Jessica at 2:15 p.m. Three bouncing darts. Stopped. Started again. Nathan's reply first. Dad, come on. Bears versus Packers kicked off 10 minutes ago. It's the rivalry game. Just get an Uber. It's like $25 to Hansdale. My breath caught, not the surgical pain, something worse. I tapped back. Nathan, they literally stopped my heart 3 days ago. I can't sit in a taxi alone right now. I need help getting up the stairs, settling in. Please, son, waited. Jessica's messages came next. Two quick ones. Bob, we just finished deep cleaning the entire house top to bottom. If you come back today, you'll drag conspirators gems everywhere and mess up all the work. Honestly, the place feels so open and peaceful without you clomping around in those old slippers. Second message. Why don't you just tell the doctor you're feeling dizzy or something? Stay another month. It's honestly so nice without you here. Take the vacation slash lack emoji, the one people use when something is funny but cruel. I stared at the screen until it blurred. The monitor beeped faster, matching my pulse. Those words burned deeper than any incision. It's honestly so nice without you here. For 4 years, I'd funneled money silently, mortgage utilities, Jessica's failed boutique, Nathan's fantasy football buy-ins, his leased BMW X5 payments, even the $18,000 backyard patio they earned last summer. They thought they were self-made. I thought I was teaching character. I was bankrolling monsters. Dr. Amira Senthil, mid 40s, calm, excellent surgeon. Mr. Harlan, recovery is remarkable, vital, stable, tubes out. If someone can stay with you at home for a few days, I can sign discharge papers this afternoon. Home, I repeated. The word tasted like rust. He smiled. Call family. Tell them to bring a warm coat. It's 7 degrees far outside, wind chill -10. He left. I sat up slowly. Pain shot through my sternum like lightning. I ignored it. reached for the avaline, taped to the back of my hand, clenched my teeth, pulled, sharp sting, dark blood well pressed goes hard. A dress, ordinary sweatpants, flannel shirt, wore New Balance sneakers, the uniform of a broke old man, my chosen disguise. Walked to the door. Nurse Elena, the one who'd sat with me at 3 a.m. when pain wouldn't let me sleep, saw me. Mr. Harlan, you can't leave yet. Discharge not processed. Where's your son? They're waiting in the car, I lied. Voice steady despite the fire in my chest. You need a wheelchair. Hospital policy. I need to walk, Elena. Need to feel the floor under my feet. She looked into my eyes. Saw something? Grief, maybe steel. She stepped aside. You sure you're okay, Bob? Better than I've been in years. Elevator down to lobby. Automatic doors open. Chicago winter hit like a freight train. The hawk wind of Lake Michigan slicing through my thin coat. Snow swirled around my ankles. I stood on the sidewalk shivering, watching families hug, sons guide fathers into warm SUVs, wives wrapped scarves around husbands. I was alone, reached into my pocket, held the unused black Centurion American Express card, the one I hadn't touched since 2021. Raised my hand. Yellow cab pulled up. Where to? Low offices of Bernstein, Weiss, and Caldwell. Move. Driver glanced in mirror. Buddy, you look like you just walked out of the morgue. I did. Now I'm going to bury some people. We merged onto Lakeshore Drive. I opened the family chat one last time, left Brooke, debated conversation, dropped Nathan, dropped Jessica, goodbye. The ghost was awake. The law firm occupied floors 3841 of the Eon Center, formerly the Standard Oil building, overlooking the frozen Chicago River and the glittering magnificent mile. I rode the private elevator up. The receptionist saw a shivering elderly man in sweatpants and hospital bracelet. Sir, this floor is by appointment only. I kept walking. Pushed open the double locked doors of Richard Bernstein's corner office. He looked up from dictating notes. Dropped his pen. Bob, my God, you were supposed to be in cardiac ICU. He rushed around the desk, grabbed my arm before my knees buckled, guided me to the same buttery leather client chair I'd sat in when I sold Harlan Nationwide for $16 million cash. Water, I asked. He poured from a baccarat decanter with shaking hands. What the hell happened? Where's Nathan? Why isn't he here? I sipped. Cold, pure, tasted like power I'd denied myself for too long. Read this. I slid my phone across the mahogany. He read Nathan's Bears game replay. Jessica's nice with audio messages. His jaw clenched so hard I heard teeth grind. That entitled little, and Nathan just let her say that to you. They're throwing a party in my house right now, I said, drinking the 2015 Opus one I was saving for my 75th, watching Instagram stories about how peaceful the house feels without the old ghost shuffling around. Bernstein slammed the phone down. Bob, you just had your chest cracked open 3 days ago. This level of anger and stress, my heart died when I read those texts. I cut in. What's beating now is just a pump machinery run by rage and clarity. I pointed to the wall safe, the one only he and I knew the combination to. The black binder now. He hesitated, spun the dial, pulled out the thick black folder sealed with red wax. My break glass in case of emergency plan. Written 10 years earlier when Jessica first started calling me the old man behind my back. First document deed to the Hinsdale house on South County Line Road. Title never transferred. Still 100% in Robert J. Harlan's name. Listed tonight, I said. Cash buyer only. For asking price 1 to 12, 6 $12 million. For sale sign on the lawn by 8 a.m. tomorrow. Bob, that's their home. They have nowhere my asset, I corrected. They've been squatters for 4 years. Next pages, supplementary Centurion Amex cards in their names. Cancel all. Flag is stolen, fraud. Retroactive to this morning, monthly $7 consulting stipend wired to Nathan's account from the shell company. Terminate immediately. Bernstein typed furiously on his secure laptop. Cards frozen, ACH transfers kill. eviction notice drafted, emergency basis, elder financial abuse allegations. I'll have the locksmith there within 2 hours of them leaving the property. I leaned back. Now the fun part. Called the realtor. Price it aggressively. I want it sold in 72 hours. He looked up. You're really doing this? They told me to stay in the hospital another month because it's nice without me. Let them feel what without really means? Bercy nodded slowly. The friend was gone. The attorney was back. Consider it done. I stood, pain flared, but I ignored it. I'm going to dinner. Dinner? Where? Ninth Street Diner. South Loop, where I ate my first meal in Chicago after driving 18 hours straight in 78. That's a greasy spoon. Exactly. Time to remember what hunger feels like because my son is about to learn. I left the office. Elevator down, cab waiting. The Ninth Street Diner hadn't changed in 47 years. Neon sign half burnt, dinner, same cracked vinyl booths, same smell of burnt coffee and bacon grease. I took the back corner booth, ordered chicken noodle soup and hot water, kept my beanie low, scarf up. Then I heard it, Jessica laugh. High sharp, like breaking crystal. They were here, far booths under the Miller Lite sign. Ethan in the $800 leather jacket I bought him last Christmas. Jessica in a $2, $300 Kines my cart. They were drinking $18 cocktails, laughing. I hunched lower. Listen, can't believe we are slumming it in this dump, Jessica said, slurring slightly. We could be at RPM steak right now. Because no one knows us here, Ethan replied. No risk of running into anyone. We can relax. Relax? I'm sitting on cracked vinyl. My outfit cost more than this entire building. I remembered bringing Ethan here at 8-7 for chocolate chip pancakes. He called it the magic castle. Now he sneered at it. Hey, track my package, Jessica said. That 4200 Bottega Veneta bag arrives tomorrow. Ethan hesitated. You sure? If Dad sees the statement on his account, Jessica laughed. The old ghost won't see a thing. He's probably drooling in hospital jello right now. I changed the alert settings on his pension login months ago. Everything comes to my email. My blood turned to ice. She'd had the decoy account, the one I set up to look like my only savings. He won't last long, she continued. Saw him after surgery. Gray. Weak. Once he's gone, house is ours. Life insurance payout. Whatever scraps are left in that sad little pension fund. Advancing my inheritance, she giggled. I gripped the table until my knuckles whitened. Wanted to stand, scream, tell them the 40 million was already gone. But I waited. Then the moment came. Jessica stretched her legs. Her low-body red bottoms caught the waitress Elena, same one who'd served me off guard. Retip. Ice water splashed across Jessica's shoes and fur-trimmed boots. Jessica exploded. You stupid cow, she shrieked, jumping up. These are $1,900 Louboutins? Red bottoms. You just ruined them with your filthy tap water, Elena stammered, face pale. I'm so sorry, Mom. I tripped the floor. Don't touch me. Jessica kicked her shin, then slapped her hard. The crack echoed through the diner. Elena's head snapped sideways. Tears instantly welled. Hand to cheek, you owe me $1,900 right now. I make $4.35 an hour plus tips, Elena whispered. My dad has cancer. I need this job, please. Manager rushed out, looked at Jessica's designer clothes, Ethan's Rolex, the cash on the table, made the calculation. Elena, you're done? Hand in your apron. Elena dropped to her knees right in the broken glass and spilled water. Please, Mr. Torres. My dad starts chemo next week. We lose the apartment without my insurance. I'll work free shifts. Please? Jessica laughed, actual cackle. Oh, here comes a sob story. Cancer dad, dying dog, spare me, pay for my shoes or get out. Ethan leaned forward, swirled his drink. If you don't have cash, lick them clean. Might knock a few bucks off. The diner went silent, even the little cook stopped clapping. That was a moment. The last thread of love for my son snapped. I stood, put scarf over nose, beanie low, walked over, dropped thick envelope on their table. $15,000 in hundreds. Here, for the shoes. They froze, then grabbed it like starving dogs. Jessica fend the bills. Who the hell are you? Nobody had asked. Just a ghost passing through. I helped Elena peep. Keep your head up, kid. Walked out. Behind me, they laughed. Crazy old hobo just gave us 15 grand for wet shoes. Miami, baby. I got in the waiting cab. Channel 7 News Studio. Now, in the back seat, I wrote one check. Elena Morales, $1.4 million. Left it under a napkin in the booth, positioned perfectly for the security camera to catch my face when I pushed the beanie back. Phase 1 complete. The Channel 7 studio smell of coffee, hairspray, and nervous energy. I sat under blazing lights in a charcoal Tom Ford suit Richard had overnighted to the Trump Tower penthouse. Across from me was Diane Nakamura, the 10 p.m. anchor, sharp, respected, no nonsense, red light on camera one glowed. We were live 1.8 million households in Chicagoland alone. Diane smiled warmly. Tonight we have an incredible story of generosity that has taken Chicago by storm. Robert Harling, longtime logistics executive thought to have retired quietly, walked into a South Loop diner last night and left a $1.4 million check for a waitress named Elena Morales. Mr. Adlon, welcome. Why her? Why now? I looked straight into the lens because she showed up, Diane, when my own family didn't. Dan tilted her head. That sounds like there's a story behind those words. There is. I paused. Let silence build. 3 days ago, I had triple bypass surgery at Northwestern Memorial. When I asked my son Nathan and daughter-in-law Jessica for a ride home just 22 miles to Hensdale, they told me to call an Uber. Said the Bears game was on. Said the house felt peaceful without me. Said I should stay another month because it was nice without me here. They used the laughing crying emoji. Diane's expression shifted from warm to stunned. I continued. I'd spent 4 years pretending I was broke, lived in their basement apartment, drove a 2008 Corolla, wore the same jacket since Obama's first term. I did it to teach my son the value of work. Instead, I funded people who wished I was dead. I signaled the control booth. Let's show the audience what happened next. The giant screen behind us lit up security footage from the Ninth Street diner. The audio. Jessica's voice, you stupid cow. These are low 1900 Louboutins. Slap, kick, Elena crying. Ethan's voice, if you don't have cash, lick them clean. The studio audience gasped. Diane put her hand to her mouth. Then the footage showed me Beanie Low dropping the cash envelope, Jessica grabbing it, laughing. Crazy old Lobo just gave us 15 grand for wet shoes. The screen cut to the check I left $1.4 million to Elena Morales. Diane turned to me. You were the mystery man. Yes. And the fortune you gave away? Part of the $40 million I never told them about. Then blink. They didn't know. They thought I was living on $1,800 a month social security. They were wrong. At that moment, as planned, the studio doors burst open. Nathan and Jessica run in disheveled, mascara streaked, still wearing the same clothes from the diner. Security had accidentally let them through. Dad, Jessica shrieked, threw herself at me, wrapped arms around my neck. We were so worried. We've been driving all night. Nathan dropped to his knees, grabbed my hand. Dad, please. It was a misunderstanding. We love you. Dan looked shocked. Camera kept rolling, live. Jessica cupped my face. You're confused, aren't you? The anesthesia. The doctor warned us. You don't know what you're doing. She turned to camera, tears perfect. My father-in-law is sick. He wandered out in a delirium. We've been searching in the snow for 14 hours. Look at us. We are frozen, terrified. She pointed to the red mark on her cheek from their car fight. This happened running through the streets looking for him. Nathan nodded vigorously. Dad, come home. That money, you didn't mean it. You thought it was $5,000. Right? You were confused. The audience at home was probably crying. Beautiful reunion. I smiled gently, grandfatherly, patted Jessica's hand, ruffled Nathan's hair. I'm so glad you made it, kids. Jessica blinked. Stop sobbing. Confused, I looked at Diane. I was just explaining why I gave $1.4 million to Elena instead of my own family. Jessica's hands fell away. Nathan stiffened. I turned to them, eyes hard now. You said you searched all night, said you were heartbroken, said I was confused. I pulled out my phone. But my phone tells a different story. I signaled. The giant screen changed. Screenshot of text. Nathan's, call an Uber. Bears game on. Jessica's, stay another month. Nice without you here. Shirio gasped. Jessica screamed. That's fake. Photoshopped. He's senile. I stayed calm. Next slide. Another screenshot. Jessica's hat pension alert settings. Then the diner video. How slap, kick, lick them clean. The audience booed. Jessica lunged at me. Turn it off. Security moved in. Dragged them away screaming. Diane turned to me shaken. Mr. Harlan, that was difficult to watch. It was harder to leave, I said. I look into the camera. To every parent watching, if your children treat you like a burden, stop being their ATM. Money doesn't buy love, it reveals character. I stood. Thank you, Diane. Walked off, set to applause. The fallout was immediate and merciless. By 11 p.m. that night, No Jessica Harlan and Lick the Shoes were trending in Chicago. Clips of the slap the leg comment, the fake tears, millions of views in hours. Jessica's Instagram influencer page, 41,000 followers, lost 38,000 in one night. Brands robbed her. One Louboutin boutique posted, we stand with Elena Morales and condemn harassment in any form. The next morning, Cook County Sheriff's deputies arrived at the Hinsdale house with eviction papers. Power had cut, locks changed, 30-minute warning. Jessica screamed in the driveway. Nathan stood silent, staring at the for sale sign on the lawn. They spent 3 nights in their BMW, declined at every hotel because I'd flagged their card for fraud. Jessica was arrested 2 days later, felony financial exploitation of an elderly person plus credit card fraud plus misdemeanor battery from the diner. Bail set at $150,000. No one posted it. Then hit rock bottom alone. I spent the winter in Naples, Florida, Ocean View condo, sun on my scar. Richard sent weekly updates, started sanitation crew job January 15th, $21, 10-hour shifts, hasn't missed a day. 6 months later, July 2026, I flew back, met Nathan at the 9th Street Diner. He was steel-toed boots, orange safety vest, hands calloused and scarred, thin. Hard eyes clear. He stood when I entered, pulled out my chair. Small gesture, huge meaning, that. Reordered steak and eggs, black coffee. No luxury. Contract ends tomorrow, he said. Foreman offered me a promotion. I turned it down. Why? I told Silas I'm starting over. For real. He reached into his pocket, pulled out folded papers. Divorce finalized last month. Jessica signed without a fight. She's in Springfield now, halfway house after plea deal. 3 years probation. I nodded. He continued. I don't your $40 million, Dad. Not yet, maybe not ever. I want to earn something that's mine. I slid a brass key across the table. What's this? 99 Kenworth T600. Same model I drove in 89. Rebuilt engine, new transmission, fresh paint, parked in Cicero Yard. He stared at the key. There's a starter contract, local distributor, food service deliveries, one truck. You're the driver, dispatcher, accountant. Build it or don't. He gripped the key so hard his knuckles whitened. Tears tracked down his face, no dramatic sobs, quiet release. This is better than millions, he whispered. This is real. We ate in silence, comfortable silence of two men who'd been through fire. After coffee, he stood. Gonna check on the truck tonight. Start Monday. I nodded. He paused at the door. Dad, thank you for not giving up on me, even when I gave up on you. I watched him walk out into the Chicago summer night. Later that week, I met Elena at the diner. She'd used the $1.4 million to buy the place from the retiring owner, renovated it, hired her brother Her father, cancer in remission. She hugged me. You didn't just save my family, she said. You gave me dignity back. I smiled. You gave me mine first. I left a $100 tip, walked out, drove the old Ford pickup I now used. No more penthouse driver. Past the Hinsdale house, sold to a young family. Lights on, kids playing in the yard. Nathan's truck passed me on I-55 gleaming canvas, his name on the door, Harlan Freight Est. 2026. He waved. I waved back. The ghost was gone. The father remained. And the legacy, the real one, was finally beginning. If you believe that latest inheritance isn't money but the chance to rebuild yourself, comment below, share your stories, like, subscribe, stay strong, stay real.